Hey everyone, welcome back to the Math Hive. In the last videos, we went over trig ratios and inverse trig functions. And today, we will be putting those two concepts together and solving entire right triangles. So that means finding out all the sides and angles of a right triangle. Without further ado, let's get right into it. To solve a triangle, we want to find all the missing sides and angles, right? So let's start by figuring out what we already know. In this example, we have a triangle with one angle which is 30 degrees and the hypotenuse which is 10 units. Next, pick the correct trig ratio that matches the sides and angles you know. Remember, SOHCAHTOA, we want to use sine for the opposite and hypotenuse, cosine for the adjacent and the hypotenuse, and tangent for the opposite and adjacent. For our example, if we want to find the side opposite to the 30-degree angle, we use sine. So sine 30 equals opposite over 10. We can then use what we learned from the previous videos and multiply 10 on both sides. So this cancels out, and when we use a calculator, we find out that opposite is equal to 5. We can then use the Pythagorean theorem to solve for the adjacent side. I'll put the process up in the corner because we've already been over this. But after all the calculations, it leaves us with about 8.6 units. And we know the angles of a triangle always add up to 180, so we can add the 90 degrees here and the 30-degree angle we already know and subtract it against 180, which equals to 60 degrees. So this angle right here will be 60 degrees. I know it might seem like a lot, but this portion of trigonometry is just combining everything we have learned. If you know the fundamentals, it's very easy. However, I have only gone over a case of a missing side. If you have a missing angle, you need to use inverse, and that's for another video.